Hi, so, lately for the past week, this has really been on my mind, but I honestly think The Last of Us 2 fan base is really fucking terrible. Now, look, I like The Last of Us Part 2. I think the gameplay is great. And if you don't believe me, look at this. See? I bought the game. I bought it the first day it came out, and I thought the story and characters were total shit. Owen is uninteresting. Jesse barely has any character development. Dina is a total downgrade from Tess. It's not that good of a story. The way Joe dies barely makes any sense because why would him and Tommy just easily give out their information? The first game kind of established that you shouldn't go around trusting random people, and here they are trusting a random group of people, and Joe gets killed for it. And the problem, it just feels like they dumbed down the whole character. So, why do I like The Last of Us Part 2? Well, I think the gameplay is really fun. The graphics, yeah, the graphics look nice, but honestly, I would say that fucking Red Dead Redemption has better graphics than The Last of Us 2. I think it looks more realistic. Spider-Man, I would also say that this game has graphics that are just as good as The Last of Us Part 2. And I would say that even the first game looks better than The Last of Us 2 because at least that game can run at 60 FPS. And honestly, the graphics in The Last of Us Part 2 are going to end up looking outdated once the PS5 comes out. And I think Ghost of Tsushima will end up looking better too. So I don't really think the graphics of the game are really anything to talk about. And hell, fucking Bloodborne has more personality with its graphics. It feels, what's the word? More creative. I would say that Bloodborne is much more creative than The Last of Us 2, which is just your, generic empty city environment. But my biggest issue with the Last of Us 2 fan base, and anyone who criticizes this game, they get called transphobic, they get called homophobic. The Last of Us 2 fanboys go around saying, "Oh, you don't have a high enough IQ to understand the story." Look, motherfucker, if you go around saying this, we all understand the story. It's not that complex. It's not original. The Last of Us 2 is not an original, smart game. It's kind of generic. And another thing that people will often say is, "Oh, you just hate the game because it's depressing as fuck." No, that's not a problem. Uh, Again, Red Dead Redemption can get pretty fucking depressing. Spoiler alert. Arthur Morgan, one of the best characters in a Rockstar game, fucking dies at the end. And guess what? A lot more people prefer Red Dead Redemption 2 over fucking Last of Us 2 because Red Dead Redemption 2 actually has a better story, better written characters, better writing. And those are the things that The Last of Us 2 really lacks. Like, it's so weird because they nailed down the graphics. The gameplay is a huge step up. Damn, I'm stuttering. The gameplay is a huge step above the first game. I don't know why I cursed there. I'm sorry. What else? The music, I thought it was as good as the first game, even though I find it a little bit less memorable. And yeah, I just don't really think. I just don't really think The Last of Us 2 fans really understand the criticism. Like I'm gonna say right now, I enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, but I can at least admit and own up to the game being flawed as fuck. You don't have to listen to a critic or some shit to understand that the second game has a pretty shit story. I mean, it's just not well written, and it barely makes any sense. I just feel like the first game felt like it was more tight and had a better focus. Like it felt like the first game was written by smart people who knew what they were doing. So I don't really know what the hell happened with the second game. And I think another issue I have with the second game is that it tries to make killing. It tries to make the player feel bad for killing. But the thing is, the game makes killing people fun. So it failed at that. Also, this game has a much better story.